So, look, obviously there's been a lot of people ask me about the presentations on
Post-match.
Saturday night, and I wanted to take the opportunity to explain what happened and where things perhaps went right and where things perhaps went wrong. And fair enough, I've had a lot of people reach out to me
Is that a little bit of feedback?
Feedback is your friend, as you know, X.
Constructive.
That's a mantra that I have lived my entire career by.
Yeah.
I've never shied away from it and take it head on. And you have to in the game that I play and in the roles that I have. That's how it works. So there's no problem with that. And I want to say, huge honour, obviously, for the city of Perth and for me personally to be able to be involved in some way, shape, or form. So post-match presentations. It's a pretty big deal, obviously, and to be out there is kind of It's an opportunity that you're very thankful to be able to play a role in. And it went very well for most of it. It went very well for most of it. Firstly, on the Andrew Embley Norm Smith medal.
Yes.
And I've had a lot of people ask whether Embers was supposed to present the medal.
Because we built it up on Triple M big time too.
And we're referring to this moment.
Please join me now, everyone, in welcoming Andrew Embley to present the Norm Smith Medal to the player adjudged best of field in the 2021 Toyota AFL Grand Final. And the winner of the Norm Smith Medal is from the Melbourne Football Club, Christian Petrarca.
So on that, what happened was exactly what was supposed to happen.
So Embers wasn't meant to read the name out?
No, and there was a script, and it very clearly says that, exactly what happened is exactly what was supposed to happen. So some time ago, and I know people have reached out and said, surely Embers is supposed to announce who the Norm Smith medalist is. That changed, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And the MC, Craig Willis, and in more recent times, Hamish, they have announced the Norm Smith medalist. So they announced the presenter, i.e. in this year's case, Embers. And bring them up.
Yeah.
And then in the next breath say, and the winner is, and Embers' job is to put the medal around the person's neck.
Now, I'll get you off the hook here. I text Embers and he was on the ground. I said, what was that? We built that up like you were, because I thought he was going to cock it up 100%, and I thought it was going to be the funniest thing I've ever seen. And he goes, no, I was never going to read the name out. So that I can say was 100% how it was meant to go, because Embers said he didn't expect to. Whether I think it's right, I still think Embers should be the one reading the name out.
Sure.
But he knew that he wasn't reading the name out.
So in that case, with the Embers, Norm Smith, it went exactly as it's supposed to go.
The ship's sailing smoothly.
The ship is going beautifully. And then after that, Christian Petrarca now every time somebody got up, the noise was getting louder and louder, as you can imagine. So Christian Petrarca is up. And then the moment comes to introduce John Worsfold to make the presentation to the Premiership coach.
Would you now please welcome John Worsfold to present the Jock McHale Medal to the coach of the 2021 Toyota AFL Premiership team, Simon Goodwin of the Melbourne Football Club.
Now, that happened. That happened. And at that point, that is where the coach of Melbourne, Simon Goodwin, should have spoken. Now, it was so loud, I could not hear a thing in my ear.
So the ship's starting to get a little wobbly?
Well, I'm not even sure if anybody's talking to me at that point or not. But if somebody was, I couldn't hear it. I didn't see Simon motion towards the microphone. I'm not even sure if he did. He was standing on the other side of me. And that was the point where if he was going to speak, he should have spoken. Nothing much seemed to be happening. There's a moment of confusion. There was a lot going on in the background. And so then this.
And we now have great pleasure in inviting a legend of the Melbourne Football Club, Gary Lyon, to present the Premiership Cup to Captain Max Gawn and Coach Simon Goodwin.
And we know what happened from there. He comes up, the cup goes in the hands, and up it went. As it went up, I realised that Simon hadn't spoken.
Did panic set?
Not so much panic, because the moment that the Melbourne Footy Club are going to remember, and this is where you've kind of got to have a bit of calm in the crisis, if you like, is you can't let one moment that's gone wrong ruin 15 other moments that are about to come. And so clearly the moment that counts is the Premiership Cup going up. And so that all happened. And I realised that Simon Goodwin hadn't spoken. Now, that was regrettable and that was a mistake.
Yeah.
And in the end, I mean, I've played this over lots and lots of times, as you do. And, I mean, I will say, despite what people might say, I mean, I pride myself on this sort of work. I pride myself on getting these big moments right because, and you know, I've done 4 Australian Open presentations, 5 Melbourne Cup presentations. They're big moments and you want to get them right. And that didn't go exactly to plan, clearly. So that's regrettable. And it was disappointing for Simon. I said to Simon as they were having the team photo, I asked one of the people to go and get Simon and said, let's get him back up and let's do it. And I said, Simon, my apologies, it was crazy. And he said to me, he said, there's so much going on. It's fine. And he stood next to me. And we tried to get the PA down to be able to get Simon to say what he wanted to say in front of the crowd, or whatever
the horse had bolted,
whatever he might have been going to say. The PA I couldn't reach.
Michael Hibberd took off with the cup.
The cup had gone, and BT was downside of stage and said, I'll grab him. And Simon was, hey, no problem at all, sort of thing. And I spoke to him again on Sunday and spoke to everybody from the Melbourne Footy Club. Look, there was 1,000 things that as I look back over it, it could have been ever so slightly different and we would have got a better result. And look, it's regrettable and it's disappointing because I don't want that to be remembered as the moment from Melbourne's great premiership victory.
For someone like me who doesn't really have rundowns or run sheets and just sort of does what I want a little bit, what does it say? So introduce Simon Goodwin?
Well,
Goodwin speak, or is it just assumed?
Look, I mean, in the end, there's only one person that can own that moment, and that's the MC. The MC is in charge.
Yeah.
So nobody else is in charge other than the MC. And, of course, I put my hand up for that. I will say we didn't get the opportunity to go through it like we might normally. There was a lot of people running around. And so typically with something like this, the main organiser I would sit down with and we'd go through it line by line. We didn't have that opportunity for whatever reason. And I will say also the run sheet was not especially crystal clear. However, the fact remains, as the MC out there, it's your job to get those proceedings running the way
which
they
you've done in the past.
Well, I'd like to think so. So other than to say, I'm sorry to Simon Goodwin for that moment not happening, there's not a lot I can say. I own it. In the end, ultimately, somebody has to put their hand up and say that didn't run the way it was supposed to, and that'll be me on this occasion. And that's disappointing. And as I say, I hope it doesn't ruin the moment for them. I know their feedback to me, certainly on Sunday, this is the Melbourne Footy Club, and Simon himself, was that it didn't, and they were okay. And I know also that the silver lining from them has been, we're going back to do a premiership party at the MCG.
And they'll build that up.
And now Simon will get his moment and we'll do it there. So they took it in great spirits.
Okay.
And I'm thankful to them for that. It was not ideal and I would liked for it to have gone better. And I'm not blaming anybody else because ultimately the only person that can assume responsibility is the on-ground MC. And that was me. So you cop it on the chin and move on. And say congratulations to Melbourne for a famous premiership victory.
You haven't had much feedback anyway. Not much on the
But
chin.
in saying that, it was a very unusual, I found it very unusual in terms of, but great and very Perth. It was very casual. The whole affair was quite casual. You had the little Oz kickers running around, still making snow angels in the confetti,
cool.
and then the players running back. So, and you could tell the energy of those players just wanted to get up on that dais. And I think Simon also felt that as well.
Yeah, look, he was terrific. And we were standing there for a couple of minutes and he was just buzzing and he said, no worries, mate. Well,
I'll tell you what, if you said to Goody before the game, you're going to win, but you might not get a speech out, I reckon you'd take it.
He'd take the win.
So that's how it happened. And
you've apologised, we move on.
You've heard it from the horse's mouth. And again, all I can do is say thanks to Melbourne for being so gracious.
Yep.
And congratulations to the Melbourne Football Club and to the people of Perth and Western Australia for putting on such a brilliant show. And on the Sunday, to see so many Demon supporters in the city, that was really something special.
I love the flags. When you look out and you see the flags blowing. Yeah.